Hey everybody, this is Erman with MixKnowledgy, a mixture and a forum series in LA, New York City, and Chicago this summer. Tonight is sponsored by Indie Magazine, and I have my wonderful co-host, Liam Osier. Everybody say hi to Liam.
Hey guys.
Liam. And we have the amazing producer, singer, songwriter extraordinaire, Sebastian Kole, who's known for the Know It All album with Alessia Cara. He's had a few singles on Grey's Anatomy, which I love, and even a collaboration with J-Lo. So everyone welcome Sebastian Kole.
Hey guys, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Of course.
We're good,
of course.
man. This is a weird question I ask everybody, but if you had a intro song, what would it be?
I had an intro song. It'd probably be Shaft, the Shaft theme song.
Okay.
Just because I like the line that says, that cat shafts a bad mother, shut your mouth. And I feel like that's on every time I walk in a room.
Very cool. If we had the budget, we would actually play that for you, but not yet. So maybe a few more.
Totally understand.
Maybe a few more months, bro. But no, it's a pleasure to have you. Once again, I am a huge fan of your work, and we am this too, obviously. But we love to know straight from the gate. I know this must be the most tedious question ever, but we love to know your start in music. Was it always a career choice for you, or was there something else in life that you pursued before music? How did you get your foot in the door?
Well, it was the only thing I ever really wanted to do for a living. I did a lot of things before I started making music, though. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. There's literally no, professional music thing there, so I didn't know how to get into music. So I did lots of stuff. I was a customer service representative and server at restaurants and all kinds of stuff, in the meantime. Went to college and all that jazz. And then a friend of mine, after we graduated school, a friend of mine actually got signed to Atlantic but got dropped and ended up back at home. And so we started doing some writing together. And he ended up sending some songs off to an A&R out here in L.A. And one of those songs made it to J-Lo. And then that's how I got started in doing professional music.
Wow.
That's not a bad start, bro.
At all.
No, that's so bad. There are definitely worse ways to get into it.
Definitely. And I'm going to ask you first, are you okay with your government name being out there or not so much?
No, my government name's fine.
Okay, so, if I slaughter this, I'm sorry. Coleridge Gardner Tillman, right?
That's not my full name. That's how you'll read my name on Wikipedia. My full name is Sebastian Coleridge Andreas Gardner Whitman Tillman. That's my full name.
Oh, wow. Can you tell us a little bit of the background on how you got such an extravagant name?
Yeah. Over time, certain events happen in my life, and instead of getting tattoos, I add names. So I've had some really big things happen in my life, and for those reasons, I add something to my name. Like I literally legally changed my name when something big happened. So I've had 6 of those in my life, and yeah, that's my full legal name. Sebastian Coleridge Andreas Gardner Whitman Tillman, my full name.
Can you tell me which one means the most to you?
Oh, they're all really, really meaningful. But
if you had to pick one.
Well, I was born Coleridge, and I guess I could never do anything without Coleridge being here, so I guess that would be the most meaningful. But of the additions, I would say Sebastian. And
okay.
I won't tell you the story behind that. Just know that it means a lot to me. That name came through someone's life being lost. So. Oh,
sorry to hear that.
Hey, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
So that's why I use it as a first name, because to a certain degree, I'm singing in their honor.
Awesome. I love that. Very powerful.
That's actually the best tattoo story I've ever heard in my life. So thank you for opening yourself up to say that. You know what? You and I are around the same age. I'm 26, and hopefully you don't mind me if I throw it out there to the universe. But you're 27, right?
Yeah.
So I'd love to know, because I already know who I grew up on. But who are your musical influences growing up, and maybe even influences in business or life in general?
Oh, man, I grew up, my mom was like a flower child. So I grew up listening to a lot of stuff that was way beyond my years. I grew up listening to Simon and Garfunkel and, Nirvana's and you name them, man. Cat Stevens and Ray Charles and when I first I realized, at first I was just only listening to like gospel music because I'm in the South and my mom was like but my dad was like a pastor, so I grew up listening to a lot of gospel music. But once I started like experimenting outside of that, it was mostly like oldies. So I listened to a lot of old music growing up. It wasn't until I was almost in high school that I got into like hip hop and like newer things. But most of the time I just listened to a bunch of old stuff.
Very cool.
Okay.
So everyone says, especially our parents, it wasn't like that back in my day, and especially with music, you can definitely say that. What is your take on the music industry today and the type of music that is being produced?
It's so weird that you would ask me that. The fact that there is a such thing as a music industry is automatically hilarious to me, because when you think of industrial, like you think of sweatshops, you think of like just working to make the same product over and over, like an assembly line, and it has really become a music industry in a lot of ways. It's like, this is how you put together the perfect song. On one hand, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, because of technology, music is like really better now than it's ever been. It's so weird. It's like a beautifully tragic moment in music, because never in the history of time and space could you have gotten what Drake is if it weren't for the internet, or you would have never gotten any of these last albums, because they're so collaborative and they're so like this year's music has been amazing to me.
Yes.
It's had its points of trash, though. Don't get me wrong. I won't say anything. But I think it's right now. I think we're at a really big breaking point in music, and I think that breaking point is deciding, okay, do we want to make music again because we can, or do we want to just be the music industry? Because there's a difference between making music and being the music industry.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's just I think we're in a good place. I think we just have to do good things with it.
Absolutely. I hope so too.
Thank you so much for that, man. Yeah, that's actually really eye-opening that you said that, the whole industry aspect to it. That's crazy. You're like the first person I've heard it say that about the industry. So thank you for that. Yeah.
No problem.
Has there been a biggest lesson getting into the business in terms of maybe as a performer? Was there a horrible performance that you can't let go of, or maybe a missed opportunity as a producer that you can tell us about? What was the biggest lesson getting into the business?
Biggest lesson I ever learned in my musical life. It's really simple. So I actually give you two. One of them, the first one is don't get drunk before you perform.
Oh no.
When I was in undergrad, I was in this rock band. And we played at this little hole-in-the-wall club. It was one of my favorite clubs in Tuscaloosa with the University of Alabama. And one of my favorite clubs there. And so, one Saturday we were playing for a home game. And I don't know if you guys know, but Alabama football is life. Everything else is like details, And,
absolutely.
So, we're sitting there and, we're playing for the night crowd. And people kept buying me drinks. And so I keep drinking them. I'm not even thinking, you got to be here a long time. I get there for the game at like 2. It's about 8:30, and I am gone. And we had like 2 more hours left to play. And so for some reason we were playing, I can't even remember the song we were playing, but I went to do my solo and lifted my leg. I don't know why I did that either. And put my leg on my keyboard. I don't know why I did that either. And knocked the keyboard over off the stage, fell on somebody's table. I almost fell off the stage. It was horrible. So I learned that.
Oh my goodness!
Don't drink in solo.
Never.
I learned. Yeah, never do that. So I learned not to be intoxicated on stage. But then the second biggest lesson I've ever learned in music is never, ever, ever stop creating. Right? And always trust your creative process. Don't be afraid to be critiqued, but always trust your creative process. I started writing songs when I was a really little kid. I didn't even know you could make a living out of it. I was like 5 when I wrote the first song that someone sang in public. I was 5 and wrote it for my church choir. But I didn't know you could make a living doing that. I just thought it was fun to do. And I always just really liked the things that I was saying. But, coming up, people were like, oh, it's so wordy. You got to simplify it. Oh, I mean, you got nice words, but it's just too many of them. This is how you write a song. And I just didn't believe that. I like lyrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just stuck to that. I always stuck to that. And fortunately, I ran across an Alessia who people would accept a lot of words from, right? Her songs are very wordy, But
very
fortunate. Yeah, like they're very wordy. They're not like simple, learn one line and repeat type songs. And I'm glad I stuck to that. I'm glad I didn't, I hate to use the term, but I'm glad I didn't dumb it down. I'm glad I just, I stuck to what it was that I thought was musical. So that's probably the next big lesson I've ever learned.
That's definitely one of the, I guess, my favorite aspects to Alessia's music is her ability to not sound and feel like others lyrically, production-wise. She's very off in her own world as a musician. So, and on that same note, I'd love to know, has there ever been a musician that you've passed on as a producer that you kind of went, oh shoot, I should have worked with them looking back?
Nope. Fortunately for me, so far, I've never run across the fish that got away. I've been very blessed with the musicians that I have been able to work with. I mean, I don't even have a wish list anymore. Like,
wow,
I've been able to work with a lot of people, so I'm really blessed. And there's some people I still want to work with, but I believe that those things are coming really soon. There are people that I wish I could do more for. That I know so many super talented, unsigned, unknown musicians that I wish I could introduce the world to.
Yes.
Right. But nobody that I've ever passed, because I don't really pass on people. You know what I'm saying? If somebody says, hey, I think I can, I think I got something that you should hear, I listen to it. And if I believe in it, then I work on it. And I normally believe in most things.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be like pretty bad for me to be like, pretty bad.
I love that you sound so humble, throughout all of your success. It's very refreshing to hear.
Well, thank you. I don't understand how people can not come. As successful as you would think I am. Like, I mean, I've had some success. I appreciate it. But I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even have enough to not be humble. I might need to borrow some gas money to get home if you guys are. But no,
definitely.
I don't think that any of that's necessary to make good music. I don't think any of that's necessary to be liked and loved by people, and musicians or whatever this is that we are, these creators, these entertainers, whatever we are, when we started out, we all wanted to be loved by people. That's what makes us entertainers in the first place, right? So at some point you start getting loved by people, and then you're just like, no, you can't. I'm too big for you to love me. Well, that goes against what we started out doing in the first place. Yeah.
I like that that's your ideology, and I hope that you remain that same train of thought throughout your entire success. I do want to backtrack just a little bit, though. I did a little bit of research, and I figured out, I didn't figure out, but I read that you started your career as a rapper. Is that true?
I did.
And you also dabbled in other types of music as well. Do you consider yourself a freestyle rapper?
I can freestyle. I do a bit of it. I consider myself a creator of music. Anything that I think is musical, I think I can do it to a certain degree.
Okay, so can I challenge you a little bit? Are you up to the challenge tonight?
Why not?
Okay.
It seems always fun.
So I want you to give me a nice quick freestyle. I'm going to give you 3 words that I want you to incorporate in your freestyle. All right. So the 3 words are Donald Trump, leather jacket, and iPhone.
Okay. Honey, I'm home. I missed my calling on the iPhone. I thought it was God, but it got hard. My heart never pumped. I might run from Donald Trump. If he runs for president, I will run for the exit since I've been better than I've been better than the rest of them. Never taking medicine. Forgot what you were asking, so I'm hot as a leather jacket. Packing instrumentals plus flows off the top of my dome. SpaghettiOs is what I eat when I got nothing at home. Ramen noodles in a bowl. Oh no, I'm broke. Those are all the words you asked for, right?
Oh,
there you
I
go.
loved it.
Yep. And he
Great job.
He mentioned being rich. He says those left spaghetti line really hit home with that.
Absolutely.
Right.
You got all
Creative
three.
stuff.
You did Donald Trump, you did leather jacket, and iPhone. So awesome job. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I would love to know, man, and we'd love to jump into this. You mentioned Alessia already. I would love to know, as a producer, and her as a musician, the first time you guys met, and you sat down together. This is I'm talking before the fame, before the radio hits. What was it like working with her? Tell us about the first time you sat down with her and talked about music.
Alessia and I are like kindred spirits, a couple years removed. I met her originally. I was doing a show in New York, and my CEO's daughter, who is one of our A&Rs at EP Entertainment, had found her on YouTube. So they flew her out to New York to meet with me. And so after the show, we're just kind of, she's like, oh, you did so well, blah, blah, blah. We talk. I'm like, well, sing something for me. She sings something, and I'm like, okay. Again, I'm like, I don't want to pass on this. Let's work, right? And my ritual for work is very simple. I like to get to know people if we're going to be doing extensive amounts of work, right? I never want to write a song, because songs are like tattoos. You'll be 100 years old. If you're still alive, people still want you to sing that song. So you never outgrow it. If it works, you have to sing that song for the rest of your life. So I have to, I want to create the songs that you will wear like a tattoo that you got when you were 17. You still want to be proud of it at 90. So every day I would just ask her what's on her mind. And so she would, over time, she began to learn that process. Of course, first day is like, I don't know this guy. I'm going to tell him what's on my mind. But, over time she realized that, that's how we created. And so, week into it, we were really telling each other stories. She was sharing, things about her life, things that were important to her. And this whole Know It All album, a lot of these stories are like, very much what's important to her. Like, this Scars to You Beautiful, she came in that day and said, hey, I need a song about body image. And so we went into that. Or what's Wild Things? It was about, how people are really, like there's this new culture of mean people who just, who say you can't sit here, So, we just kind of began to get to know each other. And the things that she is about, I'm very much about those things. I'm all about inclusion. I'm all about, loving people and accepting people. I'm all about that. So we got along really well just because we saw the world similarly. So that's how that worked.
Were you with her when you heard Here on the radio for the first time?
No.
You were.
No, I was actually the first time I heard Here, I was in New York, and she was where was she? Oh my God, I can't even remember. She might have been in London. As I know, I called her when I first heard it, and I almost kicked the floorboard out of the car because I just like, at first I thought my phone was like playing it out of my files, and I kept patting it. Like, what's wrong with my phone? Like, it won't stop. And then I realized it was on the radio. And I lost it. Because, like I had been listening to that song for months by that point, So no one else had ever heard it. And, so that was a crazy moment.
Hopefully we can all experience that kind of happiness in our life, because I can only imagine how great that felt.
That's a really weird thing. It's almost an out of body experience. Like, it's
definitely.
Like, especially if it's something that you wrote, because there was a point in life that the only person who knew that song on the planet was me. Like, that is the craziest, most humbling experience in the world, to like know that song has sold almost 3 million copies. At one point in time, the only person that knew that song was me. That's crazy.
Very crazy. It's crazier to know that, one person can truly affect or have an effect on so many people out there in the world. So
that's so
hopefully you continue to create more music like that.
I'm hoping
and you're
so,
definitely, we love to hear more from you. You definitely have great work, and you've also worked with Grey's Anatomy. And
Yes.
obviously we all have heard the speech that, I would like to say was heard around the world from Jesse James during the BET Awards. Were you able to listen to it?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I would like to hear any kind of remarks or comments regarding it, or, what you think about his activism as a whole.
I appreciate any type of activism for any cause.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is that a person stands for. My great granddad used to always say, "A man who won't stand for something will fall for anything." And
Absolutely.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. I happen to be a navy brown person myself. I don't like to call myself black. I prefer navy brown because
Yes.
it's a small race, but we build it. As a person of African descent living in this country, I've never even known America to be like this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it hurts my heart, it hurts my feelings to see people's emotions or their feelings kind of spew out now, for whatever reason. And it lets me know that we did a really good job at putting Band-Aids on a cancer that we have in this country.
Well said.
And we really should at some point, we just have to deal with the cancer that we have in this country. Working with Grey's Anatomy, I was able to actually put a song on there called Love's on the Way. And
Love it.
Thank you so much. And it is about the cancer of this country. And it's, I want to encourage us to actually love. And sorry if this is really important to me, so sorry if I'm taking up too much time with this answer.
No.
Keep going.
There is a difference between being tolerant and being loving. There is a difference between being accepting and being loving. And I think for a long time we have been tolerant. We never loved. We've been neighbors here for 240 years. America's been here for 240 years, and we still have Islamophobia. We've had Muslims here for 240 years. We've had gays, lesbians, bisexuals, transgenders here for 240 years, and we still have homophobia. We've had black people here for almost 500 years, and we still have racism. So at some point, that means that we aren't really dealing with the issues. We have times that we get along. We have times that we tolerate each other. We have times that we accept each other. We couldn't have possibly loved each other because we would be outraged at, we wouldn't even be able to go to work. Like, some of the stuff that I'm seeing happening, I'm like, how are people going to sleep at night? Right?
Absolutely.
When I heard about what happened in Orlando, I'm like, how are people sleeping at night? Like, how is that community able to go on? How is America just treating that like that's a piece of news, like that's just something on TV? No, that's crazy. Like, we really need to sit down and have a discussion. Right? Like at some point we have to just stop and say, yo, wait, you killed 50 people, sir. Let's talk about this. Like, because 50 more people could come up dead, right?
Absolutely.
So we really need to just sit down and deal with the cancer that we have here. And I don't know if politics will fix that. Matter of fact, let me say politics won't fix that. It's a matter of the heart, not a matter of a vote. Yeah.
Definitely. Only love can conquer hate, not hate. So I hope we get it together as much as we think we want to. So.
Oh, yes, I'm the hell out of here. I'm moving.
Unfortunately, you're gonna encounter negative people and hateful people anywhere you go in this world. So I would like to think that we have it within ourselves to make it better here in America. After all, we're one of the greatest countries in the world, and if we don't lead by example, then what are we? Who are we? Now you did grow up in Birmingham. Obviously that's down south. Have you ever experienced any racism yourself, or have you seen something that you wanted to kind of, stop from happening but didn't, or anything along the lines?
I'll tell you two stories. One, and that'll be quick. I did not, growing up in Birmingham, I grew up in a very as culturally diverse as Birmingham can be. I was in that society. I went to an alternative school that you had to test to get into, and so we had kids of all different kinds of cultures in my class. We had Hispanic kids and Native American kids and actually Indian children and all kinds of people in my class.
Very cool.
We just grew up that way, right? So I didn't know what racism was. As a matter of fact, in the third grade, I had to write a book report on Martin Luther King. I didn't read the book, so I just kind of put together some words, and I was like, oh, he was a nice man who helped free the slaves. I had no idea what I was talking about, because racism wasn't real. That wasn't real to me, right?
Wow.
No one ever treated me any different, or not that I saw it. No one ever treated me any differently because of it. I did not experience racism until the first time until I was in college. And I have a song about it called Bigger Than My Body, and it's on YouTube, and it's something I just put together. But I was in college, and I was playing in this same band where I kicked over the piano. And again, Alabama's a predominantly white school. And so I'm, playing with this band, and during the set break, this girl comes to speak to me, and she happens to be white. But we liked each other. We liked each other. And so this Hispanic guy is trying to get her attention. And she's like, oh, I'm talking to him right now. And he keeps trying. And eventually he says, you're not supposed to talk to him. He's a nigger. And there's a police officer. There's a police officer standing right beside me. And I said, sir, did you hear what he said? And the police officer looked at me and kind of turned his head. And I said, sir, will you turn your head again if I hit him? The police officer looked at me and turned his head. And so I thought back to all the things that my mom taught me about being a bigger person and, all that stuff. And then I hit him. I hit him really hard, knocked him out almost. Then I picked him up and I brought him into the bar where I was playing, set him on the bar stool, and I bought him drinks all night.
Oh, wow.
Because I didn't want him to go home and say that nigga hit me. I didn't want him to do that.
Yes.
We actually became very good friends. We're Facebook friends to this day. We're really good friends. Changed both of our lives that day. But that was the first time I ever experienced racism in Alabama, period. I did not know racism really was real until I moved to L.A. I have not experienced racism quite like this ever in my life. The music industry is a very racially separate industry, and this will probably get me in a lot of trouble depending on who hears this, but it's the truth. The music industry is a very racially divided thing. When I first signed, I make pop music, right, or whatever. No, I don't. I make music. I don't even know the genre. I just make music. I sing songs that they have notes in them. And so when I was, first getting signed, they were trying to find me a manager, and this manager came in to a meeting. He came in and kind of just told me what he was going to do. He's like, yeah, I work with Maxwell, and I can get you this. It just kind of ran off. I was like, I don't know if you've heard my music, sir. No, I haven't heard it, but, just tell me, well, you might want to at least listen to what I do. He's like, okay, well, play me something. So I play him something, and after it's over, he says, wait, that's not R&B at all. Pop. And I said, yeah. He says, but you're black.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, you might want to, stick with your fan base. You might want to give me something that's a little more urban, so you can aim it at your fan base. This really happened. I never thought about that. Again, I grew up listening to Simon and Garfunkel, Cat Stevens, Nirvana, but also Stevie Wonder. Like I never thought, oh, this is only for white people. I didn't know that. I grew up singing choral music in Episcopal cathedrals and gospel music in churches. It was just music to me. I didn't know. So it was really the music industry that really introduced me to pure racism. And it's still very racially divided. And again, I hope I don't get myself in too much trouble for saying it, but it's very racially divided. Where you see white artists, you will not see black artists, and the vice versa.
Right.
And that's on purpose because they don't. A lot of people don't believe that we understand each other, and that could be true, but it's very prevalent.
Very powerful stuff, man.
Yeah. Sorry you encountered that. For sure.
Okay. It's all right. Yeah.
If you don't mind,
fortunately, when people hear music, go ahead.
I would say if you don't mind us, jumping back to the lighter side of things for a moment. First off, thank you for that. That was really good, very powerful stories. We really appreciate you sharing that with us. Complete strangers, we're complete strangers. So thank you so much for just opening yourself up and sharing that with us. So that is much appreciated. If you don't mind us just taking back a little bit, I do want to talk about Grey's Anatomy again, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Can you talk about placement? How you got on the show? Did someone reach out to you and your reps, or did you contact them? How did that work out?
Kind of a mix of both. Grey's Anatomy gets most of its music from Universal Publishing, and I'm signed to Universal Publishing. And when I first signed to Universal Publishing, I told them that I really wanted to be on TV. Like that was like a goal of mine, is to get my music on TV and movies. And so when the music director came in asking for some music, they played her my stuff, and she just liked it. She just really liked it.
Nice.
So she just started putting it on shows. I ended up doing 4 songs in 5 weeks on that show.
Damn.
Which has never been done in Grey's Anatomy history.
Well, I'm glad it was you.
Glad it was me. So she took a liking to my music, which I really appreciated, and she just started to put it out there, and I appreciated that too.
Love it.
Very cool.
Do you have a favorite of the bunch, of the 4?
Love's on the Way probably is my favorite, just because I like the topic. I'm all about loving people, healing the world. That's like my thing to me.
I just heard that maybe 5 minutes before we hopped on the call, so I love it too. My favorite of the bunch. But we're going to go ahead and hop into Liam's flash round. She's going to throw a bunch of topics your way, and I can't tell you what she's going to ask you. So
okay.
Nothing crazy.
It'll be fun. So Liam, go ahead, take it away.
So I want to do, every time I get a chance to co-host with Erman, I want to do like something a little quirky and a little fun. So we're going to play a quick round of Would You Rather.
Okay.
So you ready?
Yep.
All right. So would you rather never be able to leave the United States or never be able to drive again?
Never be able to drive.
Okay. Would you rather skydive or bungee jump?
Skydive.
Skydive, okay. Would you go 1 year without your teeth or 1 year without internet?
1 year without internet.
Okay. And who would you rather spend the day with, Beyonce or Michelle Obama?
Ooh, you know what? I would rather spend the day with Michelle Obama. We had the same birthday.
Oh, okay. When's your birthday?
January 17th.
January 17th. Nice. All right, Michelle Obama it is. And never eat Chipotle again or Chick-fil-A?
What was the question right there? Never eat Chipotle or never eat Chick-fil-A?
Yes, which one?
Chipotle can go away.
Oh.
Ain't nothing like a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, I'm telling you.
Nothing like
Whew.
Well, Chipotle has been getting in trouble a lot.
That is true, but their food is up there. And the last one for tonight, if you had the chance, obviously, would you work with Michael Jackson or the Prince?
Ooh, Prince.
Prince.
That was a hard one, but yeah, I'd go Prince. Yeah.
Really? Oh man, see, I'm a Michael Jackson fan to the end.
I'm a Mike fan. Like that's a really difficult question, but I feel like Prince was just like Mike was performance personified to me, like entertainment, but music, like when it just comes to purely being a musician, I don't know if we'll ever have another Prince ever in life.
I don't think we'll ever have a Prince, a Whitney, a Michael Jackson. It's so sad that they all had to go, especially in the way that they did. Yes, yes. And speaking of the music industry, I want to talk about your love life a little bit. Are you currently in a relationship?
Speaking of music, what up, dog? No, not currently in a relationship.
That was a difficult no. Is it complicated?
Well, yeah, life is complicated. Let me see if I say this. I am a person who believes that love is like real and legitimate, and there's like certain things that I want from it, and there's somebody that I love to pieces, but we just can't be together right now because I travel way too much, and I don't want to hinder her life and hold her up from whatever it is she's doing. But I love her to pieces.
Well, that is extremely selfless of you, and I think one of the most important things I've probably heard you say all night, because it's very hard to do that, let go of someone because of time constraints and so forth. But speaking of love, have you ever had the music industry come in between your faithfulness and the one you loved?
Ooh, that's a very good question, and I'm going to answer that by saying faithfulness and monogamy are not the same thing. I don't necessarily believe that all lovers are monogamous. So to answer the question, no. I have not always been monogamous, but I have always been faithful.
There you go. Fair enough, man.
All right. I'll take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Good answer. I got to use it next time. I got to use that.
Don't get yourself beat up, bro. It happens.
I know.
You got to guard your chin. You got to really guard your chin when you say that.
Oh, man. With that said, we're going to hop into the audience Q&A. I do have a few Twitter questions for folks who could not join us tonight, but still want to hear from you. We have Sasha from Burbank. She wants to know, favorite track off Know It All, and I told you earlier, mine's Stone. I'd love to know what your favorite track is.
My favorite track off Know It All is My Song.
Okay. Cool. We have Elijah from Norfolk, hometown. We're city over, but Norfolk's close enough to Virginia Beach. But he wants to know, do you prefer the performer side or the producer side more?
Oh man, that's my least favorite question ever. I mean, no, I don't want to call it that. No, it's just a very difficult question to ask. It has its ebbs and tides. There are some days that I hate being stuck in studios. I just want to get on stage. And there are some days when I'm on stage and I think, man, I just did something amazing. I wish I could record that. So it's hard to really say. Okay.
Fair enough. Lastly, we have Jaina from NYC. She wants to know, what do you hope to accomplish while you're still on this earth? I'm assuming outside of music or, whatever's next for you. What do you hope to accomplish while you're still on this earth?
I planned my own death, right? Well, not how I'm going to die, but I told everybody in my family that when I die, write this on my tombstone. So I have to accomplish this before I die. I want to be known as a steward of righteousness, a lover of all mankind, and a witness to the good in life. Those three things must be on my headstone. And so that's what I want to accomplish here on earth.
Dang.
Can you repeat that one more time? I love that.
She's going to quote it on Instagram.
I know, right? A steward of righteousness, a lover of all mankind, and a witness to all that is good in life.
I like that a lot.
That's dope, man.
Snap.
Thank you so much for that. We're going to go ahead and, this is kind of risky, but we're going to go ahead and unmute all the callers. And if someone has a question to ask, please feel free to jump in and ask Sebastian. So you will be unmuted, everybody. So go ahead and hop in if you have a question. Ask Sebastian. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Well. Okay.
Everybody. Anyone have a question for Sebastian?
I
Oh.
Hi.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
Hi. My question is, what advice would you give to new aspiring actresses?
If I had any advice to give them, it would be, first and foremost, of course, work hard on your craft. Work hard on your craft. Take your craft very seriously. And then secondly, acting is a little different from music. Acting is one of those things where you have to be on a stage, like you have to be where the people are. So my second thing is get to where the people are, right? So if you're an actress and where do you live?
LA.
Oh, okay. Well, then good. Yeah, you're already where the people are. So, try your best to get yourself noticed. There's lots of ways to get noticed out here. Keep your dignity, but put yourself out there.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I hope to see you on September the 10th if you're able to make it.
I really hope to make it. I hope I'll be in town, and if I'm in town, I'll definitely be there.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right. Anybody else have a question, ask Sebastian?
Yes, I do. Hello.
Hey.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Kole. How you doing?
I'm okay.
My name
How about yourself?
Good. Thank you. I love the interview. It's pretty awesome. I have a question for you, Mr. Kole. I have an independent record label out here, and one thing in today's day and age is the internet, social media. You don't hear a lot about album sales, yet you talked about, someone that just sold 3 million copies of a song, which is beautiful. But the up and coming artists, like, some of the artists I work with that are on our independent label, do you have any inspiring words of, I know we got to work, I know we got to be on tour, but, those sales aren't the same as if you're in the bigger industry. You know what I mean? We're up and coming, and we're helping these artists. We're pushing these artists with music out there. We're getting it out. Do you have any, inspiration, suggestions of this day and age of music getting it out when we're not in the industry, but we're working to get there?
Man, I was telling earlier, we asked about, what the state of the industry. She asked me about the state of the industry. And the hardest thing right now for independents to do, if it's not rap, it's hard to do it independently, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Hip hop is the most streamed music on the planet, right? Hip hop runs all streaming right now.
Right.
So an independent rapper, they really have a platform to get out there and make it happen. But if you're like singing or whatever, it's a lot more difficult. There's a big hole between the streams and like the pop stage or whatever music you're trying to present that stage. It's a really big gap. But what I can suggest, and I don't really know, oddly enough, that's probably the biggest conundrum in music right now to me.
Right.
But what I suggest is if you're out there on the road, what you really want to start doing is utilizing social media differently. My social medias aren't that crazy. Like I got like maybe 5,000 followers on Twitter, maybe I think 7,000 on Instagram, but my most popping social media is Periscope, right? I got like 15,000 followers on Periscope, and I got them in one day, right? But I realized that people like to hear me talk, right? The music that I make, I know I need a certain platform for it, but people like hearing me talk. So I just get on Periscope and talk for like an hour, and people just log in and they listen to me, and then at the end I just go, oh guys, follow me on Twitter and follow me on Instagram, and I've gotten 2,000 Twitter followers from that, and almost 2,000 Instagram followers from just saying, oh guys, follow me on this. So sometimes you have to give people something else to fall in love with. There are a lot of people right now who are making it in music because they were on TV, or who are making it on TV because they were on, they were football players or whatever. So it's like that cross marketing. Find what makes that person a star and then exploit that, because there's a difference between being talented and being a star. So whatever it is that makes that person a star, if it's their look, then really work Instagram. Halsey has 3 million Instagram followers. I know she hasn't sold 3 million of anything, right? But people really like looking at her, right? So, you push that. If they're funny, then push Vine, or whatever it is that makes them a star. Work that and build that up.
So it's part of the branding, sort of so to speak. What do you feel about that? About having to have a brand to push, and even though the music's there, you still have to have a brand.
That's very true. I agree with that. Like your brand is actually going to speak way louder than your music. Like Kanye West is a brand. He's like the perfect example. The man is a brand, right? I don't know if I've necessarily liked his music since My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Right.
But Kanye, the human being, is bigger than life, right? So you buy his shoes and you buy his shirts with holes in them or whatever, because he's bigger than life, So I think if you're trying to, get that attention, you have to find out what's that thing. And there are lots of people out there who really are stars. You just have to know I'm a star because I'm this. I just happen to be able to sing too. But that's not what makes me a star. I know plenty of people who can sing. I won't say any names, but there's this person who might be the best vocalist I've ever heard in my life. Wow. But just isn't a star.
Wow. Got it.
But is an amazing, like hair on your head and arms stand up kind of vocalist. But there's nothing to the person. There's no texture to the person. Alessia, on the other hand, has so much texture as a human being. Like, people just like her. Right? She could be singing. She could be telling you a story about a goldfish. People just like her. Right?
Right. I hear you.
So you have to push that, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because one thing, I saw that 20 feet from stardom on Netflix, and these gals can sing. These people can sing. But it's just a different level of talent and success they have than being
charisma, man.
The star. Yeah.
Like Marvin Gaye, oh my God! Like, I don't know if you guys really know much about Marvin Gaye, but Marvin Gaye was like, he was my Fonz when I was little. He was like almost a movie character to me. He was just the coolest man alive. Like, he didn't even try to sing. He could sing, but he wasn't even trying to sing. He was just, he personified
cool,
like,
man.
Cool.
He looked cool too.
I got it. You know what I'm saying? He was just a cool person, you know? And when you and you can't manufacture cool, you can't produce cool. Like, you're either cool or you're not. You know what I'm saying? And but whatever your cool is, you have to like exploit that. So, you know, to all your artists that you're working on, you know, tell them to exploit whatever's cool about them. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Albert. Anyone else? Don't be shy.
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
All right, there you have it. Thank you so much again, Sebastian, for your time today. If you have any pages you want to share with us, an official site, maybe your Twitter, Instagram, you want to share with the listeners right now?
Yes, please follow me everywhere at Sebastian Kole. That's SebastianKole. All one word. That's on Twitter. That's on Instagram. That's on Periscope. That's on Facebook. That's anywhere you want to find me. That's on Spotify. Wherever you want to find me. All one word, Sebastian Kole. I reply to things, so reach out to me. As a matter of fact, I met Erman via Instagram, I believe. Or was it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Instagram.
Right. So I reply to things. Hit me up, and I will hit you back. We can talk about whatever. You know, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. My motto is friends over fans. I would much rather that we be friends than that you are my fan from a distance. So let's be friends.
Thank you. And even though I joke her so much, William, please follow her at DearWiam on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow MixKnowledgy, MixKnowledgy on Twitter and Instagram. And you can follow me, ERMAN_LA on Twitter and Instagram. Once again, Sebastian Kole, thank you so much for your time today. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
You guys have a good one. All right.
You as well. Bye-bye.